So you appeared on My Expert Opinion 3 months ago, right? And you told your truth about what happened between you and the Locks. Now, this isn't
Absolutely.
something. This isn't something that you haven't said before because you've been on other platforms like Quiet Room and you said the same thing. But this time it seems like it caused more of an uproar. Like, what do you think that was? Why do you think that was?
I mean, the only logical explanation I could give you is that probably because of the platform that I was on, how large it is and how popular it is at this particular moment. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of easily the top three podcasts, within the hip hop community. So that probably played a large part in it. And also, I could be wrong, but what I think is that since we're existing in an age of trolling, a lot of time, like beforehand, when I was telling my story, like a long time ago, like, cause the key point that you hit on, I've told the same story throughout the years. I just may have been able to articulate it a little well as excuse me, a little better as time went along. But like I said, we're living in the age of trolling, so I think my message got across a little better than it did prior to me going on the My Expert Opinion podcast. And like I said, with the trolling thing, when I was telling my story before, people wasn't really trolling them guys like that. You feel what I'm saying? But now, like I said, we're existing in the trolling age where people don't really care who you are. They're gonna troll you just because. So people start jumping in their comments. You know what I'm saying? Asking them about the 60K and like all type of stuff to the point like I think Luch had cut off his comments on a couple of IG posts and stuff like that. So that just let me know right there, that alone, that they was getting at him in the comments because they was tagging me and stuff with them. I'm like, and I didn't expect any of this. I didn't want any of this, but this is just the things that were taking place. You know what I'm saying?
And I got to disagree with you there though, because I feel like when you were on Quiet Room, you were just as articulate though. Like the way that you
Okay.
were explaining it was pretty much the same way. And like, how many years ago was that? That was like what, 4 years
You
ago?
talking about the Queens Flip joint?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was probably like, yeah, four joints.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, what I've noticed with you though is that you've remained consistent with your story though. You've said the same thing
Yeah.
over and over again. Like, usually if you're lying about something, you'll forget the way that
Mhm.
you told it before. But like, you've really consistent with the way that you said it.
Bro, my whole train of thought is, you know, and I think this is pretty much something that everyone knows. Like, once you lie, you have to remember your lie and you have to remember everything that you said so you could keep up with that lie. Like, it's easier to just tell the truth and keep it 100. Like, and with this situation, I've been honest about it from the gate because, like, with me, it's about accountability. As you grow older, you're supposed to be more comfortable with taking accountability for your actions. And I can honestly sit here and tell you, I did a couple of things wrong. You feel what I'm saying? Like the way that I handled a lot of things during that whole ordeal wasn't the right way. I could have went about it differently, and maybe the outcome would have been slightly different. But that's part of growing up, and you know what I'm saying. You realize certain things, but I feel like, and not only me, I think a lot of people may, and I can't speak for nobody, but I'm assuming right now, but I feel like they might feel exactly like me as far as when the responses came out from dudes, which let me put that out there. I wasn't even expecting any responses, but when they did come out, I think that it was zero accountability showed from either of them. You feel what I'm saying? It was more so trying to an attempt to try to paint me out there to be something that I wasn't, or trying to make me look like I was doing something that I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like when I went up there and did my interview, I basically went up there with the intent to promote me and Shaheem's new album that we got coming out. And while doing so, I mean, it's a natural thing. They're going to ask me about D Block because that's like I said before, it's like a large part of why a lot of people know me, and it's still like a misconception and a kind of somewhat of a mystery surrounding what really happened and what took place because people looked at what we created as something amazing because the chemistry was just like unparalleled. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like they're always going to wonder what the hell happened. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use this opportunity to clear up the misconceptions and give people a little bit of clarity as to what really took place. You know what I mean? And I think I did just that, and I think I did it respectfully. I try my best to be respectful about it. I try to, you know, somewhat suppress a few things that in order for me to try to keep their identities clean and not make them look a certain way to the point that a lot of people was like, yo, bro, you being too respectful and all this type of stuff. And you know what I mean? And I'm just like, yo, I just know
Because you had the
what
kid gloves on.
happens.
That's what people felt like. Like you had the kid gloves on. Like you wasn't really trying to get at them. Like you were really
Yeah, I mean, because I did all that already, man. I did that 10, 15 years ago. You feel what I'm saying? And at that time, I could admit, man, I was a little emotional because of all the things that I was dealing with. You feel what I'm saying? And I was a kid, man. You dig what I'm saying?